0, 1. Let's get started.
Hi, I'm Johanna and welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about English leather colognes. English leather was originally produced by MEM Company, which is, according to the Dana website, a Vienna-based company, and Dana is now the parent company. So in the 1930s, English leather was created by MEM, and they, according to Fragrantica and Parfumo, the English leather cologne, the original, was first launched in 1949, and I have it here. This is a set by MEM. This is the lid to the box. The set contains English leather cologne, English leather aftershave, and these are 55 milliliter each, and they're splash bottles with a hard wood lid that has an insert that's plastic. And then these soaps, these scented soaps, came with the set. I got these on eBay. And so the notes are the same for the aftershave and the cologne in Parfumo. The aftershaves are listed separately in Parfumo for all of the fragrances, and for this one at least, the notes are the same on Parfumo. Fragrantica does not list the aftershaves. And then the other fragrance I want to compare it to and discuss is this one. This is the newest English leather fragrance. This was launched in 2007 by Dana, and it's called English Leather Black. This comes in a spray bottle, 100 milliliter. It's still a wood lid with a plastic insert. However, the wood is not as hard of a wood. I can feel it's not as dense, it's not as heavy. But I do like it that it's in a spray. And so this is the newest English leather fragrance. Some of the other fragrances by English leather that were released over the years, I have here. I don't have all of them, but I have most of them. In here is English leather all-purpose lotion, which is not listed on Parfumo, but I'm assuming it's probably a combination of the aftershave and the cologne, which on Parfumo, they both share the same notes. They're separately listed, but they have the same notes. And then in 1966 was English leather lime cologne. Next is English leather Timberline cologne, released in 1968. And this one is not listed under English leather. And on Fragrantica and Parfumo, it's listed under Dana, but this one was produced by MEM Company. It's just listed as Timberline cologne and by Dana. So this was in 1968. And then the last one that I have is Windrift cologne by English leather. This was released in 1970. And there are two others on Parfumo listed as by English leather that I do not have. Well, three that I don't have actually. There's English leather musk, which was released by Dana in 1972. There's ginseng cologne for men by English leather, which was released by MEM Company in 1975. And there's English leather spiced by Dana, and there is no year listed for that fragrance. So in this video today, I want to mainly focus on the original cologne, English leather, and the English leather black from 2007. Because to me, these are the quintessentials. These are the two quintessential ones. And there are several different notes listed for this fragrance on Fragrantica. And there are extra notes, and then I went to the Dana website, and this is what it says about English leather. English leather was originally created in the 1930s by the Vienna-based MEM Company because the scent was similar to what Russian saddlers used to tan leather. It was originally called Russian leather. In 1949, the scent was introduced in the United States as English leather because of the Cold War with the Soviet Union. This rich, sensual scent is a signature fragrance for those bold enough to express their own unique style. And the notes that are listed on this Dana website listing are the same as what Parfumo lists for the English leather cologne. So I'm gonna go with that instead of the Fragrantica listing. The top notes are Italian bergamot and kaffir lime. The heart notes, leather, oak moss, and vetiver. And the base notes, sandalwood, cedarwood, and musk. Fragrantica also lists a top note of orange as well as lemon. They also say lavender and rosemary. However, I do detect some orange in here, so I think there could be orange in here, but it's not listed on the Dana website. For English Leather Black, which was released by Dana in 2007 and since has been discontinued. However, I look and see many offerings of this on eBay, and I think even still available on discount sites. So they made a lot of them, even though it's discontinued, not currently being made. There is a lot available and it's reasonably priced. These scents are similar, but I do detect quite a bit of differences in them. On Fragrantica's listing for English Leather Black, they have a statement that appears to be from the company, Dana. English Leather Black is the 21st century recreation of the famous fragrance. The main notes of the fragrance are bergamot, coriander, sandalwood, and musk. These are the same notes that Parfumo lists as well. So a big difference between these two, English Leather Black lists coriander in the notes. But also, there are other differences that I detect between these two fragrances. One is that the original English Leather Cologne has more citrus in it. Something that can enhance a citrus scent in fragrances, especially colognes, are aldehydes. And so I do detect a metallic aldehydic aspect to this fragrance that I do not detect in here. Now there may still be aldehydes in here, but they don't come across as metallic. It's more of a warm. And so when Fragrantica lists woody notes as a note in the base of this fragrance, I believe I detect more woody than in the original cologne. This one's more woody, and so it has like a warmer, more like amber-like kind of feel to it. And I think that the woody notes are most likely synthetic aroma chemicals, and there are so many. So they're not saying specifically which synthetic aroma chemicals, but I definitely detect that in here, and that those aroma chemicals are most likely more modern than what would be in the original English Leather Cologne. When I smell these on the dry down, especially, I've had these scent strips sitting here for a few days while I've been working on this video. And this is the original English Leather Cologne. There's something very soapy here. Even though it's the cologne, it's not the soap, it smells soapy. And the aldehydes, masculine aldehydes in here. Whereas the English Leather Black Cologne, there are still masculine aldehydes that I can detect here in this dry down. Yes, but this is not as soapy. Yeah, it's not nearly as soapy as the original cologne. And this is warmer. They may be using different kinds of sandalwood in these two. You know, sandalwood is usually not natural sandalwood these days because it's so expensive. So a lot of times it's made from a combination of synthetic aroma chemicals, and probably they use something different versus the newer one. So yeah, this is very masculine. is still very masculine, but I enjoy wearing this, especially at night and before bed. I like to use this, and sometimes I layer it with something else, but this is significant. It lasts and it projects, moderately. And since this isn't a splash bottle, I don't really apply it. I don't use it very much. It sits more close to the skin, in my opinion, and it's a lighter fragrance. And it just has that classic masculine cologne scent. And so it's got a lot of associations for people. So I think that releasing a modern version was really a good idea. I think that a lot of people sleep on this. I don't think they even know about this necessarily. I don't think it was very popular, but the people that I've talked to who have smelled it and worn it, they really like it a lot, and they think, why did it get discontinued? Well, they definitely produced a lot of them before they discontinued it, so yes. And so these two have very similar leather accords in here, very similar, and it's probably taken from what we consider Russian leather. And you can get a Russian leather accord, aroma chemical combination from like Perfumer's Apprentice, places that sell aroma chemicals to hobby perfumists. So they smell that material itself, Russian leather, smells like it's in here, Russian leather. So the name English leather is just a renaming of Russian leather, and it was just renamed English leather because of the Cold War and people's attitudes about things that were from like the Soviet Union or, inspired by that. I want to share a little bit about the comparison between the original English leather cologne and the quartet. I took the little bottles out, and this is the all-purpose lotion. This is what's left of it. It's actually dried. So in order to even get this out of the bottle, I would need to put some perfumer's alcohol in here and reconstitute it. So I'm not going to do that. But I've got English leather lime, and this one on the strip, this English leather lime has the addition of grapefruit and sage and violet in the notes, and I definitely smell the grapefruit. It's a sweet citrus, it's a sweet grapefruit. It's beautiful. English leather lime, it was one of the first ones released after the original, and it is just gorgeous. But other than that, it smells just like English leather, just with the addition of grapefruit. Sweet grapefruit, sweet fresh grapefruit. And then the next one that was released is the Timberline cologne, and that one does not have any notes listed in Parfumo. No notes listed. It just says the main accords are floral, woody, spicy, fougere, and fruity. Timberline smells woody, spicy, and yeah, in addition to the leather. It's nice. It's a complex fragrance. I recommend it. It's one of my favorites, next to the lime, I think. And then the last one I have is the Windrift English leather, and that one also does not have its notes listed on Parfumo. However, I think that this definitely has something aromatic added to it, and I can't detect what it is that's aromatic. It doesn't smell like lavender necessarily. I mean, it could have lavender, but it doesn't smell like lavender. The aromatic, it's fresh, cool. It's got a coolness to it, and that would make sense because it's called Windrift and it's got a white lid here. So there's probably, it reminds me of a ski slope. Yes, it's definitely more cool, aromatic, less sweet. And see, let me see Timberline. Timberline is also less sweet. I would say that probably the lime is the sweetest of them all. And the black. The black is the warmest and the woodiest of them all. The least citrusy. So the least fresh, but the most modern. Definitely the most modern. English leather black. All right, well, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to leave a comment below. Also feel free to subscribe, because I love new subscribers. I try to comment back to you. Everyone that comments, I try and respond at all, in some way, shape, or form. Try and give you a comment back, because my channel is really small, and I'm looking forward to my channel growing slowly. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time.